Roger Von Joanne to come on up. And he's got a couple of swimmers. They're going to talk about the swim team and their preparations, getting ready for another successful season here at Westminster. So let's give them a hand as they come on up here. So tell everybody, this is Coach Roger Bonjour.
Hello everybody, thanks for being here. I'm the swim and dive coach for both men's and women's, and we're going to start with CJ Kern up here. I'm blessed this year, really excited for the season coming up because we didn't have any 12th graders last year. So everybody we had last year is coming back this year, which means I have both my MVPs. My guy MVP right here, and next up will be our ladies MVP. CJ Kern is going into 9th grade. Already was our MVP last year as an 8th grader. So we got a lot of good years of CJ producing for our school. CJ has qualified for, well, gosh, this is a state champion relay from COVID year. I need to address this video for a moment because we're at the state championships in 2021, and wow, that's us taking a state title here. After the butterfly will be a freestyler, and then that'll be it. I saw a lot of eyes looking over my shoulder. I thought we may as well put the focus where it belongs. Our ladies had a dynasty, 4 state championships in a row. The first 2 years we were in the 1 to 5A, and then we got bumped up. It's a performance penalty. We got bumped up into 6A, 7A. So this is them knocking out the 6A, 7A state championships with a gold medal in the opening relay of the meet. Thanks, Jimmy, for showing that video. So CJ, as an 8th grader already last year, made it onto the top 5 all time in 3 different events for our school. And so I look forward to another good year of hard work and productivity, and just want to hear from CJ. Jimmy, if you had some questions for him, or how did you want to conduct the interview?
All right, so CJ, I will tell you, I don't know anything about swimming. In fact, I can barely swim, even though we have a pool at home. But just talk a little about what the preparations that go into the summer, and just, I guess it's an all-around, it's all year round. Do you play other sports too, or you only swimming?
I used to play middle school football in 7th and 8th grade, but I decided to focus on swim.
Talk a little bit about what goes into getting ready for swimming. I know you probably work in the weight room. We have a tremendous strength and conditioning program here at Westminster, and just some of the things that you have to do to get ready to be successful for the upcoming season.
So swimming is a lot of hard work in the practices. A lot of my practices are very tough. We swim about 6,500 to around 8,000 yards of practice in about 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. And we do a ton of different sets just to get us prepared for 2 laps to drop maybe 0.5 seconds. But it's very difficult to be able to drop a lot of time in just one of the races. And so getting prepared takes a long time and a lot of focus.
What's something maybe you guys do when you're not in the pool, just to build chemistry for the team and camaraderie? Because it's great working hard and everything like that, but you got to have some fun too. That kind of helps build the chemistry. What do you guys do out of the pool?
So especially in high school, Coach Rogers at the end of the year, we have a party at his house just to have a fun time and get to truly know everybody. And I've been doing club swim for about 6.5 years, and I've made a lot of great friends throughout it as well. And even just in that, we go on a lot of trips together. This past summer with my club team, 5 of my friends, we went up to Indianapolis, Indiana, to the Olympic trials, and we all just went together and we hung out a lot, and it was just a great time.
You know, one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Matthew 5:16, which says, "Let your light so shine before men in such a way that they will see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." What are some of the things that maybe you guys do, or what does your faith mean as you work so hard for swimming, and how does that help you in your competitions?
That's a good question. So I finally got this one.
I want to address that a little bit. God designed us, God created us, and His creation is way, way higher than anything that man creates. Man creates some pretty cool things. We got our cell phones that we're obsessed with. We got nice looking cars. We're super creative because we're made in His image. And He made us really creative. But we haven't created anything athletic. We cannot create something athletic. An athlete grows and develops. If you've got a hot sports car that's 300 horsepower, you can't run it up and down the highway and make it run any higher than 300 horsepower. But an athlete, a swimmer, the way CJ is talking about, swimming several miles per day in practice, and then suddenly you can do more than you could before. No man-made device can do that. So God has a corner on the athletic market. So inherently, it is really recognizing His design when we engage in athletics. And we see the scriptures reference athletics for very good reason, because God has a corner on the market when it comes to athleticism.
That's right. And while the Bible doesn't talk about swimming, it talks about, running to win the race and run in such a way that you will win. And that is a lot of what Westminster does, is we win, right, folks? We win a lot, and we win for the Lord when we're not in competition. Anything else you want to say to folks? You can tell them a little bit more about swimming, and just maybe encourage some folks maybe to come out to a swim meet this year and see the hard work that you guys put in.
A lot of people don't realize the dedication that you have to put into swim to truly be good at it. A lot of people just think that they can just be good at swimming 2 laps and what we do. But once they get in, they truly realize that it's a lot harder than it looks. And so, if you have that thought and you want to try it out, just come on swim team.
All right, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. We have Joe Swimmer, come on up.
I'll introduce Jackie Faircloth to you. Jackie is now a 12th grader. As I said, both of our MVPs are returning, and so I'm blessed to have her returning again. She is a multi-year team captain for our Westminster team, multi-year MVP. For the past 2 years, she's been the state 6A, 7A champion in the 100 breaststroke, and so she comes with a lot of credentials. I'm once again really blessed to have all of our swimmers returning, but really especially Jackie for the leadership role that she's played for all these years. And finally, sadly, this will be her senior season. And I should mention also, we did have a dynasty. I mentioned that. We had 4 years of winning state in a row, including 2 years in 6A, 7A. And Jackie holds one of our school records. When you've already had a dynasty and had all the champions from the past that we've had, it's really something to be a school record holder. So I'll introduce you to Jackie Faircloth, our school record holder, team captain, and MVP.
I have a little technical difficulty, a lot of bugs to work into this thing, as you can see up here. But no, swimming is a different kind of sport I'm sure there's different kind of exercises that you guys do in the weight room. Maybe talk about some of the things that you do that might be different than maybe what some of our other athletes are doing in the weight room.
So, Coach Keith is our strength and conditioning coach as well. And I just really appreciate how he is able to tailor all of our workouts towards your sport. And so for our sport, he focuses on agility type movements and being able to move weight fast so that we're able to pull our weight through the water but also be strong while doing it. So we do all the same exercises as everybody else, but he really wants us to focus on pushing it and getting through fast because that's what our sport is completely surrounded by.
All right, good deal. Now, how many girls are on the swim team? And you guys have to be a team, even though only one person can be in the race at a time. But how do you encourage and lift up, the other girls, when you're doing relays or maybe just doing some of the individual races?
So we have a lot of new girls on the swim team this year, which is really exciting. So we'll be able to have lots of good relays. We've got a lot of new girls joining the team, which is really exciting. And I would say that our team as a whole is really good at supporting each other, and we all cheer on each other in our events. And we all tend to swim very different things, so we've got a wide range of appeal for all the different events so that we can be out there and represent. And so Coach Roger picks our relays and we make sure to include everybody, but we all work together, we all cheer for each other, and it's really important that we have practices and devotionals together so that we can all work together as a team.
That's great. You got to have team chemistry to be successful. Even though only one person can be in the pool at a time, it's not about, one individual or one person. And we've had some really great swimmers. In fact, we've had some that have been qualified for Junior Olympics, seems like. Done really well. And so it takes a whole team to be able to do well. And when one person is maybe not doing as well, you just got to lift them up and encourage them. Can you think back maybe when you first started swimming, maybe somebody that helped encourage you and lift you up maybe when you weren't having a good day?
Yeah, so when I first started at Westminster, there was this girl named Hannah Cruz, and she also did breaststroke, and so we were able to train together, and she was really able to pick me up and on my hard days and just remind me what we were there for. And she was just really encouraging to the whole team, and I really appreciated her presence and how joyful she was. Even when she was going through a hard day, she always made sure to lift the whole team up and be there for everybody and push them as well as be a good guy.
And so that's something I'm sure you want to do for the younger swimmers that are coming up, because you remember how important that was to you and how that helped lift you up to be the swimmer that you are today. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about swim team before we get ready to have the cross-country folks come up?
I'll just mention one thing, and that's after 6 years of competing in the 6A, 7A, we get to compete back down in the 1A to 5A again. And so the state championships will be here in Huntsville the week before Thanksgiving. And so our team will be knocking it out for some hardware at the state championships. And hopefully we'll have some folks able to come and attend. Thank you all for being here tonight.
All right, let's give a hand to Coach Roger and our swim team. Like and subscribe, as they say. Okay, we've got about 376 members, and we'd love to have about 376 more. So go on YouTube and tell your friends. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about cross country. How many of you folks like to run? That's only a few people over here. If you see me, listen. If you guys see me out there running, you better run too, because it means somebody's chasing me, okay? Because I do not run as I've gotten into my old age. But we're going to talk to some guys here that love to run. They do a great job. Last year, our boys finished second in the state. Wow. And so, yes, And so we've got a lot to live up to, and we look forward to another great season. Our coach, this is Randy Johnson. This will talk a little bit about cross country and talk a little bit about what goes into the season.
Thanks. Great to have everybody here tonight. So in cross country, a lot of people don't realize that it's actually a pretty aggressive team sport because your top 5 runners have to score for your team, and that score is what determines your place. You want to have about 7 really strong runners, because if your 7th runner beats the other team's 5th runner, that's a big deal because they get less of a place. So what happens when you have a great senior class and you have 4 of your top 5 scorers? Okay. When you have 4 of your top 5 scorers leave, now that leaves a huge legacy, but a huge responsibility. And so I'm really excited this year to watch this young group of guys who've been training all summer, putting in mile after mile after mile, get ready to get back at it, even in a much improved 4A classification this year. So we got a huge lift this year. But one of the key things is our team motto for the year is Hearts on Fire. Because literally, if anybody's been outside recently at about 3:30 in the afternoon, you probably felt like you're on fire. Well, these guys are running 7 and 8 miles. They definitely feel like their hearts are on fire. But far more important than that is not being hearts on fire at practice, but having a heart on fire for our community and for Christ as we go along. So I'm excited to watch what they're going to do.
All right, so introduce yourself and talk a little bit about, maybe some things you did during the summer to get ready for this season, and what can we expect for our team this year?
My name is Brendan Cook. I've been here this is not the second year now, but I've really enjoyed being on this cross country team. And over the summer, I've been putting in tons of miles, running with the team, working with the team, training my entire body to just overall improve my performance, not only as a runner, but as an athlete in general. And this season, you can probably expect for all of us to improve because we're all really pushing each other. It's going to definitely be a different dynamic this year because we don't have 2 runners that are going to be consistently getting top 5 placements. But instead, we're going to be all pushing each other to be focused on getting top 15s and moving other teams' top 5s lower so that we can score higher.
Good deal. All right, so just in a typical day as far as practice, how many miles will you run in one day to get ready, like for a practice? How far will you run, and what does it take to be able to do? How long did it take you to be able to get to where you could do that without just falling over?
So on a typical day, we'll probably run anywhere from 6 to 8 miles, and depending on the days, some of those days will be speed workouts where we'll devote probably 3 to 4 miles on just 400-meter runs or 800-meter runs, and then we'll do multiple of those while we have a warm-up and cool-down mile or 2 miles. And then our longer runs, that's going to be 8 miles continuous. I've been running distance for probably 3 or 4 years now, and I think the first 2 years is all about putting in the effort to grow your endurance and your stamina to continue to get to the point where you can run faster than forward.
Good deal. So, how long have you been doing this kind of running? And what's the difference between running out here, like through the hill and barrel, and then running on the track? What's the biggest difference?
So I probably started running track in 8th grade, and in 9th grade, that's when I started cross country. So I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years. The biggest difference I would have to say is running on grass is a lot softer on your legs, so you have to put more force into to get more output. And then while you're on a track or something like that, it gets repetitive as you're going for a 600 or a mile race or a 2-mile race. We're doing 4 or 8 laps, while in a 5K race, you're just running the course, your adrenaline's pumping, and you're taking turn after turn after uphill and downhill.
All right, thanks so much. So we've got some more we want to talk to you. All right, thank you so much. All right. Come on up, guys. Have a seat. We'll start over here on my left. Just tell us your name, what grade you're in, and just a little bit about what we can expect for this upcoming season.
My name is Eli Ward. I'm a senior. We're going to be really well this year. What did you do this? We just have a lot of runners that are around the same time right now. We're all just pushing to get better in this season so far, so we're just looking forward to that.
My name is Ozzy Livingston. I'm a junior. And, I think you can expect a lot from this team. We've got a good, not a great returning upper class, but we've got good varsity runners. We've got a great JV group coming up. And I think it's a good season. We're shooting for that section championship.
Good deal. All right, now, last year you guys finished second in the state. Is there any pressure on you guys to feel like that you've got to have at least like a top 5 finish? And is that kind of your goal? Or is your goal, as I always talk about with all our other coaches, just to get better tomorrow than you were today?
Oh, absolutely, that segment. We understand we are not the same team as we were last year. Like Coach said earlier, 4 of our top 5 graduated out. We want that top 5. We're looking at it, we're striving for it, but we're not fooling ourselves. We're not going to beat ourselves up about it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're running to glorify God, not think about the trophies.
Yeah. Because we lost a lot of maybe fast runners this past year, we're just going to, instead of trying to get like the top positions all the time, we're just trying to get good flow for people and just, knock down other teams' points as much as we can. So we've just been doing that and we're just trying to get better every time too. So there's not a whole lot of pressure, I think.
So you guys, when you're out there running and maybe you see somebody that's kind of struggling a little bit and maybe they're feeling like, man, I just want to give up. That would be me out there. I'm telling you that right now. What do you say to them to lift them up, to encourage them so that they can be the very best that they can be?
It's a lot of just good jobs and keep going. I mean, everyone, the running community is really, it's a lot of love. It's like we're all in this together. We know, even at racing stuff, we're all involved, we're all together in this. So we all support each other, we all lift each other up. It's a great community.
Yeah, so we just try to, just get each other through the day sometimes, because there are some really hot practices we've been to, and some are really tiring and long, so we just try to be there for each other every time we can, and just try to get through it. Like I said, at races especially, there's other teams and other runners too, and after we finish, we're just like, even if we're like right next to each other at the finish line, we'll just hold each other upwards and go, you did a great job this time.
All right, guys, let me just say, some of the video you're watching is from a couple years ago at the state meet. If you've never been to a cross-country state meet, it is a carnival. You need to go to it, check it out. There's so many people out there. That's why I thought it was Renaissance Festival or something at first. I was expecting to see like turkey legs and things like that. It's really cool. The weather is usually perfect that time of year. So if you get a chance to come out and to check it out, any of our meets would be great, but especially that state meet, because I know we'll have some guys there, we'll have some girls there that will be competing to lift them up, encourage them, go by their tent, and maybe just stop and have a little prayer with them and encourage them to lift them up. But let's hear it for our cross-country teams. We're going to take about 2 minutes, and then we're going to have our volleyball team come on up. Come on up. Let's talk about some volleyball. Tell you what, we've got a lot of tradition in volleyball here at Westminster Christian. We got 2 state championships. We got area championship after area championship. And we're looking forward to another great season of volleyball. Girls, come on up.
I'm gonna make you to go.
All right, so I'm going to hand it off to assistant coach. Miss Holly couldn't be here tonight. As y'all know, Coach Holly Richards is our head volleyball coach. But I'm going to hand the microphone all the way down, and everyone introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about the team this year.
I'm Leanna Fleischman, so I am the assistant volleyball coach. Up here I have AJ Taylor, Helen Anderson, and Grace here with me. We are very excited about the season this year. We got into a new area, very difficult area, but we have another year in our belt. We have states returning varsity players. There's some great leadership with these 3 sitting up here. So I'm going to be my over and let them go ahead and introduce themselves a little bit more and talk about what grade they're in and how long they've been on the varsity. My name's AJ Jeter. I'm a senior this year, and this is my second year on varsity. This year's a team. It's a younger team, but I think that leaves you more room for growth and more room for just seeing what's to come and just helping your team grow.
I'm Ella Anderson, and I'll be a senior this year, and this is my 4th year on varsity. And I'm really excited to have a chance to get better and know the team, and so I'm just really excited for the season to be able to compete.
My name's Gracie Dormer. I'm a junior. This is my second year on varsity, and I'm really excited for this season. And we've already had so much growth, and our team is really young, but we have a really good season ahead. So I'm really excited.
All right, girls, I'm gonna ask you the same question, and you guys just answer however you want. But we have a volleyball camp every summer. And we have girls from ages, I guess, 6 all the way to like 16, I guess, that come to the volleyball camp. Is any more girls out there been to volleyball camp? No, you need to come. Volleyball right here, right there. Yes, volleyball camp is so fun, and it gives our young players a chance to learn from our varsity players and also Coach Holly and the assistant coaches. Girls, talk a little bit about when you first started playing volleyball, what you like about it, and why you keep playing. Hold the mic a little closer so they can hear you.
I started playing volleyball when I was in like 5th grade, and I've really just like always loved it being like a team sport, and like it's just always been fun, and like going to the camps is always fun to like meet new people, and there's been so many great role models that have come through like WCA volleyball, and so it's always fun going every year.
Yeah, I started playing volleyball when I was in 8th grade. I think I just really love the team aspect of it, of learning to work together and compete through good times and then bad times, and I love being at the camp too, to get to be around all those kids. So,
I started volleyball my freshman year of high school, and the reason I started was just because a lot of my friends were doing it, and I just wanted to get closer to them, and volleyball was something new to do that. The kids' camps are always just so fun, and it's so cool just to see them play and have fun.
Okay, girls, I have to ask you a question. Y'all do some kind of different things at practice and at these camps. You guys do some things that aren't really volleyball related, some of these games that y'all do. Talk about one of the games that you do, and we might even get you to demonstrate something because they do a game where the coach will say, all right, do this, and they gotta like do something, weird things that I couldn't do as far as like with their partner, they gotta like, somebody has to make a table and somebody has to, I don't know, just all kinds of strange things. Talk a little bit about some of the unconventional things that you do in volleyball and maybe how that helps build chemistry on the team.
Well, volleyball is a really mental sport, so I feel like playing these mental games like with each other and like growing together as like a team really helps us with like our chemistry aspect of the team, because volleyball is like really mental, and like if we can play together and have a really good like mental game and know how everyone like plays mentally, it'll help us like with like being on the court.
yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say playing those games is really good for like the mental side and for just bonding with your team, because there's so much more to volleyball than just the physical side. And so being able to play fun games, like there's one where we have to like stand in a circle and like you have to do like a random thing, like it's called like chicken on a hill, and so you have to like do different things with your partner, and I think that's really fun because you also have to keep your energy up during the game, so that helps when you get in games and you make it down, and you always have to keep your energy up and just have fun together.
I think sometimes when we play these non-volleyball related games, it's kind of just to help you bond with each other, and sometimes you just gotta realize that not everything is as serious as you make it, and you just need to learn to have fun even when you're in a team professional setting.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, if you have not been out to watch the volleyball team, it is super fun. It's super exciting. I didn't start covering volleyball until goodness about 5 years ago, and following the team as they go from area and into the regionals, and then there's 2 state championships back to back that we won in 21 and 22. Talk about, maybe some of the excitement that we've seen in the past, and maybe what some excitement that we hope to see this season for our team.
It was great to be a part of that in the past, and it was such a good experience because I got to learn from some of those seniors, and they were in such big leadership roles. So I think learning from them and kind of being able to carry that into this year is going to make this season even better, and being able to come together and all play a part in it.
So I actually wasn't at the school when they won the state championship, but even coming here the next year after that happened, I'm still hearing all about it, and I still hear like how great these seniors were because they left a mark and they left their legacy, and I think we should strive to do that as well.
I feel like we always bring that back up, and we always like strive to be like how they were mentally. And I feel like this season, like it's a really new season. We have a lot of young players, so it's going to be really fun to see how our team changes and like how our coach changes.
All right, one last thing about volleyball, guys. It's so important that we support our volleyball team. We have so many fans that we've seen that come out to football, that come out to basketball. We have great support for baseball and some of our other sports. We really need folks to come out for volleyball. It's super exciting. I know that these ladies come out and they support the other sports, when they're playing, and they'll be out there watching it. So just say a quick commercial about volleyball, why folks need to come out and watch you guys.
I feel like it's a really like high impact game, like it goes really fast, and it's like really high intensity, so you should definitely come and watch. It's really fun.
I was saying the same thing, and it's always fun to go out and support other sports that you don't play, and it's just so fun to be a part of and watch, and it always helps when you have a good cheering section during the game.
Definitely, it definitely helps, and it gives encouragement to the players, and the more encouragement the players have, the more fun it is to watch. So just come out and support.
All right, let's hear it for our volleyball team. I believe the first game is August 22nd. It's at Randolph, I think. So at Randolph on the 22nd, we need a super crowd to come out there and cheer on our team. Thank you, ladies. Looking forward to a good season. And then we're going to have our flag football. All right, we're going to talk some flag football. Let me tell you something. I did not even know last year that we had a flag football team. I was out there doing some video work for the football team on the practice field, and I had a new drone, and I looked out there and I saw some girls out there throwing the football around. I thought, what are they doing? And I'm like, oh my goodness, we have flag football. Yes. Last year, we went all the way to the semifinals. This close from going to Tuscaloosa last year. This year, the Super 7 is in Birmingham, I think, at Protective Stadium. Listen, we need to get behind our flag football team. Their first game is August the 27th. It's going to be at home against Decatur. I'm going to let Coach Webb talk about the season and let our girls talk about what they're expecting to do this season.
So we're really excited about this year. Obviously, last year was our first year having the team. We're really excited about this year. This year's team was completely different from last year's team. And we have 15 new girls on this year's team, completely different team. But if you were to look at this year's team, despite having 15 new players on the team, if you were to come out to our practice and look at our practice, you would have absolutely no idea that these girls have ever played flag football. I mean, we throw so much at these girls every single day in practice. They pick it up so fast, and after we throw a new thing at them, they're ready for the next thing. They are students of the game. They pick up everything so quickly. The coaching staff and I we're just so impressed with everything that these girls pick up, both on and off the field. One thing that we emphasize with this team, despite only having 4 seniors on the team, is leaders. And we don't emphasize seniors on the team, we emphasize leaders. And leaders can come from anywhere on the team. That can come from people just stepping on the team. It doesn't matter your seniority. It doesn't matter your experience. We just say we need our leaders to step up. And it just so happens that two leaders on our team happen to be seniors. And those are two of the girls that I have here with me. And it just so happens that they were on last year's team. But the girls that I have here with me are definitely two leaders that we have on the team this year. They definitely have stepped up, and I fully expect them to lead this team this year. They're going to lead our team this year, hopefully to as many wins as possible. And I know that the product that we're putting on the field and all the months of effort and hard work that we've put on the field so far these past couple of months, all the quite literal blood, sweat, and tears that they put out is going to pay off. And I think it's definitely due to the leadership that these guys have put out. But I'm going to stop rambling because I ramble, and I'm just going to head to them so that they can introduce themselves to you all if you're not familiar with it.
I'm Kaylin. I'm a senior, and I play quarterback. I'm super excited for this season. We have a lot of potential this year, a lot of really good players, a lot of really good attitudes, and I'm just really excited to play Decatur on Tuesday. 2 weeks. Elizabeth, I play center. This season, I know it's going to be great. I know it's a really different team, but everybody's putting in a lot of effort and working hard. And every day we come out and just try to get better, so I'm excited.
All right, so tell me, when you guys first come out for flag football, what was your expectations and how different from what you thought it was going to be to what it really is?
I didn't have any idea what it was going to be like. I was like, maybe it'll just be like laid back and fun. And I think at the start of it, it was pretty laid back, but as it's like gotten bigger and bigger, we put in a lot more effort to it, and it's become like a real sport. It's just like any other sport, and a lot of people don't understand that, but we put in just as much effort as everybody else. Yeah, I kind of had the same thing coming into it. I think people were like just talking about it, like right into this, like we're just gonna have fun and just like see what we were gonna do, like the varsity especially, because we didn't know what to expect. But it definitely turned out to be like taken really seriously. We all put a lot of hard work and effort into getting better.
I know you guys know these ladies up here, and you know that they play other sports, okay? Elizabeth also plays soccer, was part of our state championship team last year. Yeah. Go Wildcats, go. Back-to-back state champions, and she was a big part of that team. Kaylin also plays softball, and they made it to the regionals last year in Florence and have some big successes. And so talk a little bit about the other sports that you play and how that's different from flag football, but maybe how the competition is the same in your drive to be successful and to win.
For soccer, the team was obviously really close. The girls had been playing with each other for a really long time, and it was like a big family, honestly. And towards the end of the season, like, we knew each other very well. And with that, I took that into flag football, and I wanted to make it like soccer and just let it be like a family, relying on each other and working hard. And they're obviously different in a lot of ways, but I think in the ways that matter, being close and like working hard, they're the same. For softball, a lot of us like know what we're doing, so like a lot of us play the sport a lot longer than we even played flag football before. So it's a little bit different because people are more comfortable on the field and what we're doing. And with flag football, also I feel like it's made us closer because we're all learning a new sport at the same time. So get closer as a team because we're always going with the same stuff.
I can tell you, I was out there at the practice last week. It was so hot, but they didn't complain. No whining. Nobody sitting down. Nobody. I gotta tell you, you guys work harder than some of the boys sometimes. I've seen some guys, sometimes get tired out there at the boys' practice. But talk a little bit about the grind, and when did you guys start getting ready for this season? And what's the hardest thing about practice and just having to go out there in some of these hot temperatures? But man, it is really hot out there.
Honestly, we have most practices in spring before school let out. Not everybody's, like mostly returning some people who we knew were going to join the team. We have off-school practices all throughout July, mostly once a week. We started practicing every year in June. I would say the hardest part of our practice is getting those times to the team. Coach Alex knows his stuff. He likes to see his players suffer because he finds joy in it. And it's rough. I've never done running a run in the basketball. That's the hardest part. Honestly, because last year we really did not condition much, like at all, and this year it was to do that. So it's been hard, but I think it's really helped us to grow closer as a team and realize that we're working for each other and we're gone and they work, and it's just helped us to get better.
All right, guys, the first game is August the 27th. I believe that is a Tuesday. Is that correct? So 2 weeks from today, they will take the field. It's a 6 o'clock game. We need everybody to come out. Listen, no matter how hot it is, on our home side, whoever designed our stadium is in the shade at that time of day. So it will be no problem for them. They'll be out in the hot sun, getting it done, take it down to Taylor. Red Raiders going to get a win, right, girls? That's it. All right, thank you so much, Coach Webb, Kaylin, Elizabeth. Let's hear it for our flag football team. Close the night with our varsity football team. They'll come up here in a few minutes. Before they come up here, though, let me just tell you something you may not know. Our games this year are going to be on the radio. How about that? We've been able to partner with 97.7 The Zone. In fact, I was on the radio this morning talking about the fact that we're partnering with them. We're going to be on there. And so that will help get more exposure to our football team. They had a great season last year. I'm looking forward to another great season this year. We'll talk to them in about 2 minutes. All right, I have one question for you. Are you ready for some football? I think we all are, and I know we look forward to this Friday night at Haleyville as we're going down there to take down the Lions from Haleyville. It's only about an hour and a half away, so we need everybody just to get in your car and drive on out there. It's not too far. We look forward to having a great scrimmage and getting to work on some things. Getting to have a scrimmage is really cool. And I'll let Coach LeBlanc talk about why that is so important and why we chose to do the 1 week early of practice so we can do a scrimmage game as opposed to trying to do a spring practice when we got so many other things going on. Here's Coach LeBlanc to talk a little bit about that.
So that's been a big help for us the last few years, where we have foregone a normal spring so that we could start a week early, have a jamboree, give our guys an opportunity to see what it's like, what a game is like without it being on the line. So it's a tremendous opportunity for us at our school. We have so many of our young men that are playing multiple sports. The spring is really hard. Our spring sports have been going deep in the playoffs. So it gives us an opportunity to just get more than one gun.
And I'm going to let each player tell us who they are, tell us what position you play, what grade you're in, and just tell us a little bit of what you're looking forward to as far as the upcoming season.
My name is Marshall Lindsay. I'm a senior. I play right tackle, and I'm just looking for just the football season in general. My name is Evan McClure. I'm the running back. I'm an upper, I guess I'm just a senior. And I'm just looking forward to bonding with my teammates.
I'm Isaiah Singleton. I'm a senior. I play safety, and I'm looking for another run boys.
All right, guys, I can tell you this. There is nothing fun about football except the games, right, guys? I mean, out there in the practice with those pads on, helmet, shoulder pads, getting hit, getting knocked down, it's not a lot of fun. So my question for you guys is, what do you love about it, and why do you do it?
I love football because I get to get physical. You know, other sports that I play, like, basketball, it's not, you get to touch it, it's a foul. So, like, I play it, have fun, I get to bond with my teammates and friends, and I get to meet great people, great coaches, and that's it.
I just like to hate kids. Yeah, I'm kind of defensive end, so I always tackle people. But now that I'm running back, I just get to actually lower my shoulder and try to hurt people, and that's fun. I just love the friendships you build through football. Kind of around great friends. So.
All right, so you guys, this is not the first year that you played football. I don't know how old you were when you first started playing. Talk a little bit about the first year you played, and what was it about it? You said you like to hit people, you like to knock people down, and that's always cool. But what made you keep wanting to play? Because I got to tell you, man, when I played when I was 6 years old, and I told my dad I ain't never going out there again. And he said, "Oh, yes, you will, son." And I ended up playing 12 years of football. But why, tell us about when you first started playing, maybe who encouraged you to want to play, and how do you encourage other, maybe guys out there that don't play football, maybe they should come out?
So the people who encouraged me was my grandpa and my mom, but, I played since I was, young. I was, 6 years old, and, I also, I stuck with it. First time I played, I cried the first game because it was hot. It was just, I wasn't really used to it, but I stuck with it, and I'm having fun now. So.
My first year, I did not like it, and I was not planning on playing varsity. But then the old defensive coach, Coach Kogan, he missed me keep on playing, and my dad kind of forced me to play. But I'm very glad I was playing. And I think everybody should play football like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's a fun sport. We can go out there and hurt people. Fun. I started playing in 6th grade.
All right, last year, was the greatest season in Westminster history. Yes, it was. It was super exciting. It was crazy. Talk about maybe one thing, maybe one game from last year that really defined that team and kept you guys going, and how it encourages you to know that no matter what happens this year, you guys can push on and still be successful.
Last year, my favorite game was Destiny. We was down 15 going in a half, but, it was fun, being part of that team, bonding with the team, making those friends, going through the struggles with these people. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. It was looking for another month, really.
My favorite game is also Wrestler, just because of the comeback and going into the game, nobody was expecting us to win. And I just really like the aspect that we came back and won.
My favorite game was also Western. We came back for the final seconds. That was a big thing. Really happy with the game. Yeah.
We'll let Coach LeBron talk about his favorite game and why it was his favorite.
I have to agree with him. The Dessler game was pretty special, but also the Brooks game. We were deep in the playoffs after Dessler, and then Brooks had a lot of explosive athletes, and so we show up at their place, ran the ball the way that we did, played defense the way we did. Just was a complete game, and it's a phenomenal night for us. A really huge step in the right direction for our program. Whenever you come off an emotional win like Dessler, you worry maybe about a letdown. the air coming out of the balloon, but to see the guys respond after that emotional Deshler win was tremendous. But Deshler was big for me, not just because of that Friday night, but because my first season here as a coach, as an assistant coach, Deshler put it on us, and I remember it. And it was nice to be on the other side in the playoffs and get it.
All right, I can tell you this. Every game last year was super exciting because our players, no matter what the score was, they would play in no matter if we were up big, or we were down big, or if it was really tight. We gave it our all, and that was the defining moment of that team last year. But this is a new team, right, guys? This is a brand new year. This is a new team. Nothing that happened last year is going to have anything to do with what happens this year. So tell me about your expectations for this year, maybe some personal goals that you have, and how far can this team go this year?
The team last year, it was very special. We made history, but this year it's completely different. But I feel like we can make another run. You know, we have a lot of potential. A lot of young guys on the team have a lot of potential. That's pretty much it. I'm looking for another playoff run. Try to maybe make it the state. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, like Isaiah said, we do have a younger team, and so we need a lot of younger guys to step up and play to the best of their game. But I think a lot of people are not expecting us to have a good quarterback because we lost Brandon. But I think Houston's willing to step up because he has a very good arm, and he's really shown out of practice. And our O-line is also tremendous this year because we have an older O-line and all been playing since most of them are freshmen. And so I'm expecting to run a lot.
They basically said no. I mean, yeah, I think we will go into the playoffs. Hopefully we can catch a few wins in the playoffs as well. So,
I think what we're looking at is what makes high school football so special. With you lose a class, but then you've got a bunch of young guys that have been here. They've been watching those guys. They've been maybe a part of the program since middle school, and then have an opportunity for them to be the ones that have to actually get it done on Friday night. I love it. I love to see the change in teams from every year, to see guys step up, to see guys do things that surprise you, to watch them in the weight room in the off season, and then to see it come to fruition during the season. It's just a special thing. It's something that at the end of every season, you know, the last game, and everyone's crying, and we're shaking hands and hugging and taking pictures. It's sad, but I have the hope of what's next in the next team. And so that's a special part of my job to be able to do that. I've got a great group of coaches that are on board with what can we do to get the most out of the guys on the team. And I love working with those men and having these young men to actually do that with is just a special opportunity to an awesome job that I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
All right, the first official game, the first game that counts, is on Friday night, August the 23rd, at home against East Limestone. We do have a scrimmage this Friday. Looking forward to seeing a little bit about what our team is going to be able to do this year. So, guys, just one final word about this season. You mentioned want to make a state. You mentioned just maybe we talked about getting better every single day. But what is it going to take? What are you going to do? You guys have been in practice now for a few weeks. What is it going to take for you guys to be able to push through and have the success that you want to have this season?
We got to trust our coaches. We got to trust our abilities and what the coaches teach us. We got to trust our teammates and not try to do someone else's job, but do your own job and trust your teammates to do that as well.
Like I said before, I think it's really just going to come down to a bunch of lower classmen having to step up and just really be an important part of the team, because one person isn't going to make or break the team, but we really just need a bunch of lower classmen to step up.
I think it'll just be a lot of hard work, and then just the team bonding together with being better. I think that'll be out.
So we talk about the Christ-centered culture all the time. And the Christ-centered culture, everyone has the opportunity to contribute, and unfortunately, everybody has the opportunity to detract from that culture as well. So we try to highlight everybody's role It's going to be different from last year, and the goal is to contribute every day. I told them at the end of practice, at the end of each practice, if we're not a better team than we were at the beginning of practice, whether it's with our bonds or our execution of what we're doing, and that was not a good day. And so that's been our focus. Is we just want to be better than we were yesterday and prepare to be better tomorrow than we are today.
All right. Listen, everybody, we need everybody to come out to support our football team, just like all our other sports. As I mentioned, we are partnering with 97.7 The Zone this year. I will be on the radio every Friday trying to pump up and talk Westminster. So you guys listen to the station if you want to. Usually that last hour, they give you like 30 seconds to say something, so I'm trying to really pump it up. You know, our games are going to be on. Coach LeBlanc will be on the radio talking about the team. Maybe have some of you guys maybe be able to be on the radio and talk about the team. I know this guy's really wanting to talk on the radio. Anyway, listen, thank you so much, everybody who came out tonight. We really appreciate it. We're going to try to do the same kind of thing for our winter sports. Not exactly sure when that will be, but we're going to try to do the same kind of thing. Westminster is such a great family. My wife and I, this is Beverly, and we, you know, when we first tried to figure out, like, where are we going to send our kids to school? We got some kids that graduated from Westminster Christian, and we went to the graduation, and we were blown away. I mean, almost every kid on the stage had a scholarship, was going to the military. They had a plan set for their life, and we knew it was a plan that was set, you know, by the Lord. And that's when we knew that our kids were going to go to Westminster Christian. So thank you so much, not only for supporting our athletic department, but also supporting the school. Thanks so much again for the Hickory Store, Glenn McAlpin, and all the great folks here. Have you had a great time tonight? Is this something we want to keep on doing for the other sports? All right, good deal. I guess we'll close it out with a word of prayer, and then go back in there and get some more to take home, all right? We're going to try to get some for the later in the meeting. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much for just giving us a tremendous night to come out and celebrate our student athletes for what they do on the field, what they do on the track, what they do in the pool, and all the other areas and where they're competing. Thank you so much for what they do. Thank you so much for their families and what they mean. Thank you so much for all the coaches that spend so much time putting into them. Lord, we just pray that everything we do will be for your honor and glory alone. We do pray that people will see the good works at Westminster Christian and they will glorify your name when they see it. Thank you so much for what you have done so far, and we look forward to what you're going to do in the future. We thank you and ask us in Jesus' name. Amen. Good night, folks.